Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T. We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You're hard. Hey, flipper. Right there. Watch the slant. Out.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw is Cousins. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins being chased out left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on first. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Darnold from the gun. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Forbath, the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to... Jefferson.
Malik Jefferson. A loss of 7 on the sack. It's 2nd down.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Cousins the thrower. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
They're in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
That's the end of the 1st quarter with the score Cowboys 7, Vikings nothing.
Get outside. Come on. Get before his mic. Check. Ready? All you get on the head.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And some room to run now. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Elliott a first down and more as he'll take it all the way up to the 20-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. To throw is Darnold. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On first down, Elliott. The tackle there by Stephen Weatherly.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, Elliott. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Right there outside. Right there. Young lady. I don't think you got it, sir. Hey,
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Following the interception, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
That's a lot of points. They start on the ground with Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple, Darnold. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Draw play, Elliott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop. From just shy of midfield, Darnold nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he slings one that's incomplete. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Switch. Let's 50. Yellow. Hey, Alpha. 58 to Mike.
Back near the goal line, Cousins. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let him know.
They'll throw again. Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Again, it's Cousins. They'll roll him out right. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, we're good. Hey, orbit.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Austin. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Check. Walk 54. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Shift. Watch the shift.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners.
And that's caught inside the 35. 36 yards on the play. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
I got you. Under 10, under 10, 10. No, 3. Let's go.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Forbath, the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Back now in Arlington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Forbath able to convert the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's a pickup of 3.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
At the 28-yard line.
They run it again with Cook. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 45-yard line. Now Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now Cousins. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again. It's Cousins. Escaping the pressure. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go. First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Jalen Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Mike's by 4. Hey, defense, let's go. Hey, watch that.
On 1st down, it's Elliott. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st. So that looked like an example of what you said back in the 1st half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Hey, we got to get this stop here.
Elliott. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Double dog, that's the way.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So this one will